Hi everyone, I'm Louis. Welcome to the presentation of my research proposal. The topic is knowledge forum in enhancing 21st century skills. This is the outline of my presentation, which includes 7 parts. First, let's see the introduction. 21st century is a new era for technology development and knowledge advancement. It embraces an exploration of various teaching strategies and advanced thoughts about education, which promotes the development of multiple education systems such as distance learning, knowledge building, and so on. Students are encouraged to become the leaders, constructors, and creators of knowledge, not passive learners anymore. Besides, various skills which are termed as 21st century skills are emphasized for succeeding in modern society. Present research investigates the relationship among knowledge building, knowledge forum, and 21st century skills. It aims to find out how knowledge forum develop 21st century skills in the process of knowledge building. Knowing what and how the online discussion cultivates skills of students can give some feedback for teachers, especially novice ones, in fostering 21st century skills by using technology. Here are the questions this research tries to figure out. The literature review part includes 3 parts: 21st century skills, knowledge building, and knowledge forum. Knowledge building has been widely used in different regions, such as research, education, and so on. The views on education transformed from traditional knowledge transmission to constructive perspective, and later to knowledge building, which focused on knowledge creation and innovation. The themes of knowledge building include community, which is set with supportive atmosphere, and idea improvement. There are 12 principles proposed by Scudamelier and Brader for knowledge building. Some themes can be drawn from knowledge building principles and implementations, such as collaboration and problem solving. They are also vital skills of 21st century, but not being mentioned in many researches. Many experiments were conducted to build tools of knowledge building, in which knowledge forum is the most successful one so far. It is originally from CSILE. Scudamelier describes some main characters of knowledge forum. The researcher summarized them as follows to make it simple and referable for research. In knowledge forum, notes, views, and design are co-authored and can be represented in varying forms. Connections can be added to any notes. Scaffolds are given to prompt thinking and advanced learning process, such as my theory, I need to understand. Users can create new theory, review and revise previous notes and views. In other words, the ideas are of at least improvability. Individuals and groups can write e-portfolios. Videos and audios can be imported into knowledge forum. It supports self-assessment and research data collection, like growth of vocabulary. It also supports worldwide learning and participation. These main characters display what students can do on the platform. It also reveals the theme of knowledge forum, an online discourse for collaborative knowledge building. 21st century skills are not newly invented. They are newly stressed in the new era, and various frameworks have been built. Among all the frameworks, the model developed by ADCS brought other taxonomy together. 4 domains are outlined, including ways of thinking, like creativity, critical thinking; ways of working, like communication and collaboration; tools for working, like information literacy and ICT literacy; and living in the world, like life and career, proposal, and social responsibility. Researches on 21st century skills are also abundant on the component and implementation in classroom. Yet few explore the role of knowledge forum to develop 21st century skills. From all the above, researches on these 3 are rich, yet few of them connect these 3 together. Enlightened by the theories of them, I draw out the links among them. Knowledge forum as an online discussion environment is guided by principles of knowledge building. It also provides a platform for practicing 21st century skills. Phones get familiar. Some skills are practiced during knowledge building activities like collaboration and innovation, which in turn promote the process of improving ideas in online or offline community. It is recommended that students are the center and leaders in knowledge construction and improvement. Thus, knowing what students have learned and how they feel about technologies in enhancing their learning and competence are important, from which feedbacks can be drawn to improve teaching and learning in modern society. Present research is a case study. An elite class is chosen as a case for using knowledge forum for online discussion. There are 27 junior students in the class. They are more active and in a higher level than other classes. In priority, they used to use knowledge forum once at the end of last semester, so training is not necessary. The use of knowledge forum will be discussed with the teacher in details later. Mixed methods have been used for this research, including classroom observation, interviews, and so on. Specific procedures of methods will be discussed in data collection part. In terms of the length of observation, it is planned to last for 1 month, which means that 8 to 10 classes will be observed. The data collection combines with procedures of this research. Classroom observation is conducted to find out which students are more active or silent in class discussion. The data is collected to compare with the performance on online discussion in order to choose focus groups or interview later. A semi-structured interview will be implemented to get information about what factors influence students' participation in online discussion. Interview questions are based on the theory of motivation and cognitive engagement. Examples of the questions are: do you think you are more or less active on online discussion? What motivates you to actively create notes on the forum? The interview will be last for 15 to 20 minutes. After classroom observation and implementation of knowledge forum, a questionnaire will be handed out. Open-ended questions are designed to get information about students' understanding on 21st century skills first. For example, how do you understand problem-solving skills? Based on their understanding, students choose those skills they think have been promoted and write down reasons for examples to demonstrate their improvement of skills. After that, the researcher will compare the notes on knowledge forum with students' answers on questionnaire to explore their understanding and development of 21st century skills. Based on the result of forum notes and questionnaire, group interviews will be conducted to get more details about students' views on the influence of knowledge forum in enhancing skills. Questions like do your views and knowledge broaden through working with others online? How does online discussion help you solve problems? Will be asked. At last, a 20 to 30-minute audio interview will be conducted to explore teachers' perspective on knowledge forum in enhancing 21st century skills. Since the teacher is familiar with knowledge forum, some suggestions can be obtained from the teacher to set example for novice teachers. After data collection, the data will be analyzed both in qualitative and quantitative. The quantitative one includes the notes of students and the times students talk in the class. By comparing these data, focus groups are chosen for interviews to know more information about the factors that influence their online participation. Besides, the scale of 21st century skills, which are chosen by students, can show the most popular skills promoted through the use of knowledge forum. As for qualitative analysis, The interview and answers for open-ended questions will be transcribed and summarized to investigate how knowledge forum influence students' understanding and development of skills. Since users and administrators can review all notes of own and others, they can chase their growth through online performance, which in turn can become another example to demonstrate students' development of skills and knowledge. After discussing with supervisor and peers and self-assessment, some improvements are attained or should be made. There are too many research questions for preliminary proposal. After meeting with supervisors several times, I focused my questions on forum discussion only. Instead of paying too much attention on collaboration, all skills are investigated simultaneously. At the beginning, I regarded this research as a survey, but it is a case study in which an elite class is chosen as a case for using knowledge forum for online discussion. Besides, this research shifted from qualitative research to qualitative and quantitative one. In my original proposal, the data is collected from interviews and questionnaires. It is narrated and unconvincing. After the seminar with supervisor and peers, the number of notes are counted to demonstrate students' participation. Students' answers on questionnaire are compared with notes on forum in order to measure their understanding and improvement of 21st century skills. For the design questionnaire, I improve it and add one part to investigate students' own understanding on skills and lead them to find supporting notes or performance on forum. This is the original one, and this is the new one. As for the interview, at first I plan to implement personal interviews to investigate each student's views on knowledge forum, but it takes time. Now group interviews are preferred. In group interview, ideas are diverse or participants can be enlightened to add more information about their learning. Teacher interview is added to gain more authoritative views on knowledge forum, enhancing 21st century skills. Finally, in literature review, I need to add one part of statistical tools of knowledge forum to count the numbers of notes posted by students, which can demonstrate their contribution and participation on forum. The challenges include whether all students are willing to participate in this research. In other words, the quality and number of online notes are unknown. Students may be perfunctory in writing notes or filling out questionnaire. The other challenge is technology. According to the teacher, some students failed to log in knowledge forum due to technical problems last semester. The technology may not be stable since it is still updating and perfecting. There are some limitations of the qualitative study due to subjective or objective factors. Firstly, the sample size is small. Only an elite class is investigated. The result may be not so representative of other students. Besides, there is no comparison among different or similar levels of classes. The time is limited for which the improvements of students may not be so evident. Finally, the narration of interviewees may be incomplete for personal reasons like mood or limitation of spare time. Here's the reference. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your listening.